It had been 2 weeks since Henry and Edward left to Crewe to go get repaired, and it had been a week since Doug had his crash when Henry's goods train, and James was starting to bicker about all the extra work he had to do. Great, this is just great. We don't have one, we don't have two, we now have 3 engines out of commission, and more work for us to do. This is just splendid. Oh, come on, James, not that bad. It's only a bit of work. Guys, quiet down, Sir Topham Hatt's coming. Hello there, engines. Now, I know the recent loss of Duck meant more work for us, but I managed to find 2 engines that I can borrow to help with the situation. In fact, here they come right now. Everyone, I would like you to meet Timothy the oil-burning tank engine and Gator. Actually, sir, Gates is just my nickname. My real name's Gerald, but you guys can call me either one. Very well then. Now, I already picked 2 engines to teach these guys what to do. Diesel, I want you to take Gerald with you so he can take over Henry's goods train so you don't have to double task them with the passengers. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. And with that, Diesel gone to the turntable and was ready to leave. Come on, Gerald, let's go. Alright, coming. Now, while Diesel is teaching Gerald what to do on Henry's line, I would like you, Percy, to teach Timothy what to do in the yards. Yes, sir. Come along, Timothy, we have some work to do. Lead the way, Percy, lead the way. But when Percy and Timothy pulled in the Knapford Station's yard, Timothy was utterly shocked. Oh my god, this is your yard? Yeah, sadly. The yards was a complete mess. Trucks were everywhere. Ever since Duck had his accident, Percy had a lot more jobs in his buffers than he could handle, so he never had time to try to clean up the yard. Well, I better get to work then. For the rest of the morning, Timothy and Percy started organizing the yards and started shunting trucks to their proper places. Later on, Percy went up to the water tower to refill his boiler. Timothy then pulled alongside Percy to pick up a freight car that was next to him. Tired already, Percy? No, I just needed a drink. Well, I'll just carry on the work for you then. Timothy then went back to go push the trucks around. When Percy was done filling them with water, he went back to go do some more shunting. However, as he rounded the bend, he was pleasantly surprised. Timothy had shunted all the trucks into a siding, and had organized them by type. Hello, Percy. Did you like what I did to the place? Yes, thanks for the help, Timothy. Percy looked over and then noticed the letters SCC stamped on Timothy's boiler. Hey, Timothy, I thought you were only here to help with the workload until Duck comes back. I am. Why do you ask? Because you have the Soda China Clay Company logo on your boiler. Oh, no. The SCC used to stand for the Cedrian Coach Company. When I was first built, it was around the time when coal became a valuable resource on the railway, so I was made into an oil burner. I was privately owned by the coach company until it went bust. And then when I was sold to another railway, they never bothered taking it off. Convenient you two are talking about coaches when I'm here, said Gordon as he rolled alongside next to Timothy. So you must be Timothy the oil burner. That would be me. Well then, Timothy, it would be nice if you can get me my coaches. I'll be waiting for you at the station on platform 2, said Gordon as he went off to go get ready for the express. Well then, I'll get the coaches for you and you can take them to the platform. I'll be right back. Percy then gave Timothy the express coaches as he went off to go deliver them to Gordon. However, as Timothy left the yard and entered towards the station, he couldn't help but stare at the magnificent station that lies before him. He was paying so much attention to the station that he wasn't watching where he was going. and then ended up bumping Gordon. Oof! Hey, watch it back there, oil burner! Oh, sorry, Gordon! Timothy then ended up running around to the other platform so he can talk to Gordon before he left with the express. You must pay attention of where you're going, Timothy. Sorry about that, Gordon. I'll promise I'll try to do better next time. Very well then, I'll let you off easy this time. With that, the guard waved his green flag and Gordon was off. Later that day, Timothy prepared James's train when Gator came in. Hello there, guys. How are you? We're fine, Gator. How was your trip here? Oh, it was very nice, Percy. You guys probably have the most beautiful railway I ever seen in my entire life. Just then, James rolled into the yard, and he was not happy about it. Ugh, trucks again. What's wrong with that, James? They're only trucks. Oh, be quiet, Percy. You're nothing more than a little tiny green object, here to shunt trucks and prepare trains for the more important engines on this line. With that small spark, Timothy rushed up and biffed James hard. Ouch! What the heck was that for? You have no right to talk to us this way. We work hard, prepare trains, and run branch lines all the same as you. And you are nothing more than... Then Timothy started yelling some choice word at James that we cannot say out loud because we must keep the show PG. And furthermore, you should not even be on the rails if you are willing to pick on someone who is smaller than you. James, are you okay, buddy? Poor James was so stunned, all he could do was get his train, couple it up, and leave. Gator, you can move your trucks onto the empty siding now. Okay, Percy. Timothy, on the other hand, parked himself in a siding and stared off into the distance. That night, Timothy was relaxing in the sheds when James spoke up. Timothy? Yes, James? I would like to apologize for what happened in the yard earlier, and, will you forgive me? Well, oh, come on, Timothy, just forgive James. He's a nice engine once you get to know him. Percy, as much as I'd like to say you guys have a nice bonding moment here, and you kinda do like the whole forgiveness thing, but I'm pretty sure we should get some sleep right now. It's pretty late. Yeah, Percy, I agree with Diesel. We both have shunting to do tomorrow. Maybe we could talk about this later? Oh, yeah, sure, of course. Well, night, Timothy. Well, this is weird. The shunting yard is completely empty and Percy's gone. What happened? Hey, Timothy, can you do me a favor and get my coaches for me? Hello, Timothy, can you get my express train ready? Oh, sure, just give me a minute, you two. Can you get my trucks for me, Timothy? Gerald, where did you... Can you get my trucks for me? Can you do me a favor and get Henrietta? It's too much! Trains. Oof! No! Ah! Bruh! Whoa! Timothy, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. It was just a dream. It must have been a really bad dream then. Yeah. Enough about Timothy. Can we go back to sleep, please? Because you can't tell, I'm really tired. Yes, I agree with James. Let's just go back to sleep. A few days later, Thomas went to the water tower to get a drink when he noticed Percy was sitting next to him. Hello, Percy. Hello there, Thomas. Hey, Percy. Have you noticed anything odd about Timothy lately? Well, what do you mean? A couple of nights ago, he just woke up in the middle of the night screaming. He just completely flipped out. Has anything like that happened to you? Actually, yes. A couple of days ago, James came in and started complaining. Timothy got angry and biffed him and started giving him a choice word speech. That's probably how he talks to all engines like that, Percy. He probably talks to Gordon like that whenever he complains. That is not true. What do you mean, Toby? I was waiting right outside the junction to enter Platform 2 at Knapford Station. He and Gordon seemed to have a really nice conversation, actually. Well, that's weird. We need to figure out a plan so we can help Timothy. I have an idea. How about we... And the engines chatted away to try to figure out what they can do to help their friend Timothy. The next day, Timothy rolled into the yard, but the engines had already set their trap. Well then, I guess there's nothing to do here. I guess I might as well go back to the shed. Hello there, Timothy. Oh, hello there, Thomas. Hey, Timothy, I have a question. What is it? Why do you hate James? I don't hate James. But Percy told me you snapped at him for being arrogant in the yard the other day. Well, I hate all tender engines like him. But you didn't yell at Gordon, and he's about twice as arrogant as James. I gotta go. I'll see you later, Thomas. Wait right there. Oh no. Not so fast. Timothy, we're just trying to help you. Just tell us why you hate James. Timothy looked around. He realized there was no way to escape. Thomas and Percy had blocked the only two-way backwards, and Toby had blocked the switches, so he had no choice but to tell them. Okay, I'll tell you. But you have to know, you guys, it's more than just hating James. As you may have known, Percy, I used to work at the Sudrian Coach Company before it went bust. I was sold to another railway with a controller named Mr. Jackwell, who was a young man. Mr. Jackwell also owned another tank engine named Matthew, and we quickly became best friends. However, being a young man, Mr. Jackwell thought that the bigger the engine, the more respect it deserved. He thought of that so much that he forced me and Matthew to sleep in sidings, while the tender engines get to sleep in the sheds. However, that was the bright side, because that meant we were guaranteed to talk to each other every night. The worst part, though, was meeting Jerry and Jerome, the 4F twins. 4F twins? You mean James's classmates? Yes, I mean James's classmates. Now shut up and let me finish my story. One day, the yard manager told us we needed to take a freight train, because we were the only engines available. So we did, and we quickly left. However, Jerry and Jerome were coming back with a passenger train on the same exact line. Matthew and Jerry were both in front of the train, and there was nothing we could do except brace for impact. Thankfully, only a few passengers were injured, and both of the crews jumped out just in time. But Matthew and Jerry were both killed on impact. Jerome said it was my fault because I wasn't paying attention to where I was going, and that he was going to tell Mr. Jacklin. The next day, I was taken to the scrapyard and was left there, only just to sit with all the other engines being ready to cut up. However, I was so upset about Matthew, I couldn't even care. A few months later, I overheard some workmen talking about Mr. Jacklin, and apparently he sold me to pay the insurance off for Jerome, and didn't even bother to try and help me. I was so mad that I was just ready to just go up there and kill him. And to this day, Percy, I felt guilty for Matthew's death, all because I just let him and didn't try to do anything. Timothy, if it helps, I'm willing to help you. Thank you, Percy. Thank you. A few weeks later, Timothy felt better than ever. He had learned to get over Matthew's death, and to learn that it wasn't his fault. He had made a couple friends out on the island, including Rocky, Vanessa, and Gordon of all engines. All the other engines learned to take their space from Timothy after they heard the story. Especially James, who tries especially hard to try to be nice. But if Timothy knows one thing, he knows that he's a very useful engine.